Have some extra time throughout the day? Swing by a location near Georgia State for a game of chess and a good conversation.
And students across the globe will have a climate strike today. All that and more on Panther Report News. Hello, and welcome to Panther Report News. I'm Keelin Berrian.
And I'm Ashton. Swedish climate change activist GRETA Thunberg testified to Congress Wednesday morning over the climate crisis. Thunberg sat alongside other prominent voices, including Jamie Margolin, who co-founded the international climate movement 0 Hour, and Vic Barrett, a fellow of the Alliance for Climate Education. Take a look.
I am submitting this report as my testimony because I don't want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to the scientists. And I want you to unite behind the science.
The fact that you are staring at a panel of young people testifying before you today, pleading for a livable earth, should not fill you with pride. It should fill you with shame. Youth climate activism should not have to exist. We are exhausted because we have tried everything.
I was born into a world in which my future and my past are uncertain. Born into a world where my culture and inheritance are literally slipping into the sea. Born into a world where my people are going extinct. Show children everywhere that you care about our future and the future of all generations to come.
Today, millions of youth climate activists across 150 countries will take part in a global climate strike to demand climate justice for all. 0 Hour Georgia is leading the charge here in Atlanta with a chain of events beginning at 1 p.m. That will lead to a strike at the Georgia State Capitol and a panel discussion after. Keep up with Panther Report News on Instagram and Twitter, where we'll be offering live updates.
Members gathered Thursday night for the Student Government Association's university-wide meeting. Representatives for the Perimeter College proposed alternating the location of the meetings between the different campuses. They expressed complaints about gas expenses, travel time, and failed video calls. After discussing for over an hour, the SGA voted on the proposal and the bill was not passed.
Take a look at the renderings Georgia State released for the university's new Convocation Center set for completion in 2022. The images designed by architects CBRE show the university's first large indoor assembly area with a glass exterior. The facility would house commencement, concerts, and a new space for basketball games just a few blocks away from the Georgia State Stadium. Last week, it was reported that the facility received a $6 million increase.
The Georgia Board of Regents recently approved budget cuts in the university system of Georgia. Governor Brian Kemp originally called for a reduction in the state university spending in 2018, where state agencies were told to expect to get 4% less to spend in their monthly allocations as of October 1st of this year. The cuts calls for a reduction of 4% for the 2020 fiscal year and a reduction of 6% for the 2021 fiscal year. Although there are certain areas that would not be affected, such as classroom instruction, it will greatly affect the farm and marine research. These newly approved cuts are set to go into effect before the end of this year.
Georgia State students may not play games in the classroom, but they are playing board games in Woodruff Park with Atlanta locals. Panther Report CHERI PRUITT takes us there.
While Woodruff Park is a walkway to class, students bridge the gap with the nearby residents by playing chess. Charles Lyons expresses how beneficial these interactions can be.
It's a good thing when a college student come by, even if they keep walking and, like I say, some that just want to stop and get into whatever the activities is that's going on around here. It's a good thing because that homeless person and that college person can learn from each other.
Here in the game zones, all of the games are free, and even if you don't feel like playing a game in between classes, you can come out here and eat.
Many students need to pass Woodruff Park to get to class. Freshman Anish Lucaretti explains what he does when class is not in.
I just I'm done for the day, so I got no classes left. If I'm going between classes, right? I mean, I'm trying to avoid people as I can because I got to get to class. But if I got nothing to do for the rest of the day, I'm probably going to come here.
The game zone is open on weekdays from 12 to 5 p.m. CHERI PRUITT, Panther Report News.
Could Atlanta be the next location for presidential debates? In an article published by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms told the newspaper that she and other state Democrats have been in very active discussions about the possibility. 2020 candidates have already taken the stage in Miami, Detroit, and Houston, with Westerville, Ohio, set for October 15th.
We turn now to Kara Nelson for Prime Time. Kara, what's the latest on Georgia State sports?
Thanks, guys. How's it going, everyone? I'm Kara Nelson, and welcome to Prime Time. This week was a bit of a rough outing for most of Georgia State teams. Overall, the Panthers went 0-7-1, with the only saving grace coming from men's soccer team, who tied their Gardner-Webb Bulldogs 2-2 in an overtime thriller. Goalkeeper Paul Tyson was yet again a standout performer as he managed to notch 4 saves in the match, 2 of which came in the final minutes of regulation to preserve the tie. After a rather hot start at 3-1, the Georgia State volleyball team has since gone on a 5-game skid, losing all 5. Their latest loss came at the hands of Eastern Tennessee State University, in which they fell in overtime sets. The Panthers will look to bounce back this weekend as they face Northwestern State in Brown. Now, suppose it's time to talk about the elephant in the room. Yes, the Panthers' 2-0 start hangover finally caught up to them in the Kalamazoo as they faced Western Michigan Broncos. It was a game in which the Panthers were outmatched, outcoached, outperformed in just about every other negative verb available. The Panthers were outscored 0-30 after their lone touchdown by Aubrey Payne in the first. Sean Elliott had this to say following their loss. They were able to do about anything they wanted to us offensively. The inability to stop the run is the most obvious thing. It was a poor effort defensively. The Panthers' defense has been their most obvious flaw, giving up 78 points in just their first 2 games. This loss pushes that total to 135 on the season. The Panthers will be facing the Texas State Bobcats in their conference opener this Saturday at 7 p.m. Be sure to keep up with us on social media at GSU PRN for the latest updates. One Panther that was mentioned last week has been on a tear as of late. Lotte MEYBERG finished first in a race with 88 runners in total. Lottie's final time of 13 minutes and 32 seconds helped propel the Panthers to a 2nd overall finish at the UTC Twilight Meet. Here's what runner Lotte MEYBERG had to say about her win. Coming out with the win at Chattanooga felt awesome. It was a lot of fun to race a 4K where you can run really fast from the get-go. The win gives me confidence for the upcoming races, and I'm excited to see how fast all of us will be at our home conference meet in November. The women's soccer team, after going on a 3-game win streak early this season, has been outscored 0-4 in their latest 3 games. The past weekend, they faced Mercer Bears and Georgia Bulldogs. While the team lost, goalkeeper Kendra Clark managed a combined 12 saves over the course of the 2 games. Reporter Kevin Sanchez has more.
This past weekend, the Panthers took on their upstate rivals and the University of Georgia. This game comes off of a streak of offensive ineffectiveness for the women's team, with the team unable to score a goal against Mercer or Alabama Birmingham. From the onset of the game, the Panthers were on their heels. Georgia controlled the ball and the tempo throughout the game. The most promising sign for the team moving forward is the defensive efforts of goalkeeper Kendra Clark, who amassed 6 saves in the game. Here's what goalkeeper Kendra Clark had to say.
For me, I think that the biggest key is going to be consistency. I've had some ups and downs the past few games, but my teammates have been there for me the whole time, and increasing the confidence I have in myself is only going to have parallel effects when it comes to my consistency.
While the defense of the Panthers shows improvement, the offense still shows lackluster results. Throughout their past 3 games, the Panthers have only 3 shots on goal compared to the 22 by their opponents. Looking ahead, the Panthers look to recorrect their path as conference play opens. Back to you, Kara.
That's all the time we have for Prime Time. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at GSU PRN for our updates. Back to you guys.
Students watch in anticipation as the Spotlight Programs Board unveiled the 2019 Homecoming Royal Court. The reveal held at Unity Plaza highlighted the court's final candidates. You can learn more at Homecoming Press Conference at 6 p.m. this Tuesday at Speakers Auditorium.
A local Atlanta restaurant introduced its new downtown location with a grand opening this past Saturday. Big Dave's Cheesecake is the area's latest addition within a close range for students. We turn to Faith Anderson for a savory take on this new campus addition.
There's a taste of Philly in downtown Atlanta right here at Big Dave's Cheesesteaks. The business held its official grand opening this past Sunday as they celebrated the opening of their second location. I caught up with owner DERRICK as he elaborates on his inspiration behind the business.
I moved here in 2014. I just wanted to change my life. I left Philadelphia. It's a very dangerous place. I wanted to just better myself, and I came here and opened a business. I named it after my father. He had passed away from lung cancer. And then there's people out here that left the streets and doing stuff, you know, and lost and trying to figure life out. And I want to be like a role model to show them, you know, that they can change and do something positive.
Big Dave Cheesesteaks' downtown Atlanta location is on 57 Forsyth Street, Northwest. The menu features a variety of cheesesteaks from steak, chicken, salmon, as well as many other popular dishes. Many people travel near and far to celebrate the grand opening as well as watch the highly anticipated Philadelphia Eagles versus Atlanta Falcons football game, all while indulging in the infamous cheesesteaks. Hayes elaborates on wanting to bring great food to the downtown area, especially for college students.
Bring great food to the area so people, you know, can get a real Philly cheesesteak that don't know what it is, because I know they call it Philly down here. Yeah. So I wanted to put the real deal down here, and I know this is the majority of where all the people are, you know, is at. So they got a lot of walking traffic, students of other colleges. So I just wanted to spread the word.
Big Dave Cheesesteaks is open 7 days a week, and students can look forward to getting a taste of Philly.
So have you heard of Destination of Atlanta?
No, what is it?
It's a one-day music event that was created by Journeys and Adidas. They announced their headliner will be Lil Yachty.
Wow, I like his music. What other artists are going to be featured at the event?
A wide range of artists, including Cody Shane, Mario, and Mike Floss will be performing at this music event.
That sounds like a good lineup.
Yeah, there's a lot of buzz surrounding this event. This year will be Destination of Atlanta's second annual festival, and it will be on September 28th.
I'll be sure to look out for it. Well, that's our show.
Make sure you stay connected to Panther Report news throughout the week, and be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at GSU PRN.
Also, subscribe down below and let us know what you think about this week's show. I'm Ashton Gates.
And I'm Keelin Berrian, and we'll catch you next week.